Welcome back. It's Ingrid at WineTelligence, the smart way to learn about wine. Remember we're speaking about a cup or a chalice, a mug or a jug. Does it really matter how you get the glug? Today I'm telling Bee about the glassware. She wanted to know which wines to serve in which glasses. I have 5 different glasses here in this particular set, and if I do clink them a little bit, it's just the sound of a really good glass. First of all, I have this lovely red wine glass, quite a huge bowl, so it does take quite a lot of wine in that one. A smaller red wine glass, but also quite substantial. The white wine glass, one that I use for port, and the last one that I have here that I also use for sparkling wine. So we'll come and chat about each and every individual glass. So what are the things to look for in glassware? When you're serving a wine and you're serving a fine wine, of course there are differences. If you're serving a wine out in the garden, you're not going to use your finest glassware. Or if you're going on a picnic, you're not going to use your finest glassware. However, when you are serving your fine wines at your dinner party, you want to make sure of a few different aspects in this glassware. First of all, you want your glass to be clear. You'll notice that some people, and I've been to a dinner party or two, where people are matching their glasses to their decor. So you walk into this beautiful room and you'd see this lovely decor, and they've decorated everything in red. And on the table, they have these bright red glasses to match. Now I ask you, if I were to want to look at the color and clarity of a beautiful wine like this Tocara, I have the Tocara 2013 vintage of the Reserve collection, and it is the Cabernet Sauvignon. Now this is a really fine wine from Tocara. If I were to put this wine into a red colored glass, I'd never be able to see the fine, beautiful brick red ruby tinge to this wine. I'd never be able to look at the consistency of the wine. I'd never be able to move the wine around in the glass and experience the beautiful legs that form on the glass. You may not be able to see it, but it really is beautiful as it falls down the side of the glass. Now, some of us refer to these legs or tears, depending on your mood for the day. Are you rather sad and you're looking for tears, or are you rather happy and looking for legs? Today I'm rather happy and I'm looking for legs. So what do the legs tell me in this wine? It tells me that the wine has texture. It tells me that the wine has extract. It is a 2013 vintage. It's also an unfiltered red wine. It's been made without much interference from the winemaker, so it's very, very natural. Now, if I was serving this in a solid red glass, I wouldn't be able to see all these beautiful characteristics in the wine. So therefore, you want to buy or set your table with clear glasses. You'll also notice that the glasses taper to the top. The reason for that is that a glass that is flared open like that allows the bouquet to escape very quickly, but a tapered glass traps the bouquet in the glass. So you want to swirl that round, and when you nose it, you get the beautiful nuances of the wine. If I was serving it in a glass that flares, I'm never going to get all these beautiful characters coming through on the nose. So that's the reason for a tapered glass and a glass that is clear. You'll also notice that the glasses I'm using are thin glasses. They're not very thick. And the reason for that, again, is that the thin glassware shows the color, but also it shows the clarity more clearly. When you have a very thick glass, you don't get that. When you're looking through the glass, it's too thick. You can't actually see the clarity of the wine. So glassware is very important when you are serving it as part of your dinner party or as part of your wine tasting. Next, you'll notice that the glass is stemmed. Now, many marketers have come out with wine glasses which they claim are now the thing to use, claiming that it's a special Cabernet Sauvignon glass, or claiming that it's a Chardonnay glass, but the glass doesn't have a stem. Now, if I were to hold this glass as if it were a bowl, what am I doing to this wine? Yes, you're right. I'm not letting it be at the room temperature. I'm rather warming the wine. And you don't want to warm the wine, because eventually, holding the glass like this, you're going to be drinking lukewarm wine. So the bowl, you'll also see, beautiful bowl. This wine glass is quite a large glass, and therefore I pour only about less than 100 mils into a glass of this size. Under normal circumstances, when you're pouring wine, you want to make sure that it's only 2/3 full. If you pour it right to the brim, you're going to be out of wine very quickly, and quite honestly, you can't let the beautiful bouquet come out of the wine if it's right at the top. It just all escapes very, very quickly. So glassware, stemmed glass, you'll notice that I'm holding it either at the foot, the base, or the stem, and that it's clear, and that it is tapered to the top. So those are the things that you want to ensure when you are buying your wine glasses, sorry. This particular wine is called the Haut Cabrières Unwooded Pinot Noir. It is the 2015 vintage of Haut Cabrières Unwooded Pinot Noir. Now, this is a light styled wine. I'm going to pour it into my wine glass that I would normally use for white wine, because this is quite a large white wine glass. And when I'm pouring that in, again, you'll notice that the wine is lighter in color. Now, you may not be able to see that, but this is Pinot Noir, and the Pinot Noir grape produces a lighter styled wine. So on the nose of this, also the beautiful cherry character that comes to the fore. Followed through on the palate, very, very easy drinking indeed. A lighter styled wine that I would serve chilled at around 14 degrees or so, and of course I would serve it in a glass like this. A perfect accompaniment to your beautiful alfresco meals that you would serve during your summer days, or easy drinking with easy eating foods like your pizzas, your pastas, your lighter styled foods as well. Haut Cabrières, of course, is in the Franschhoek Valley. They do have a lovely restaurant there as well, and you're most welcome to join Taquan van Arnhem, who is the winemaker at Haut Cabrières. Coming back to my red, this is the Tocara as I said, it's from the Reserve Collection. And the Reserve Collection, this is the 2015 vintage, no, it's the 2013 vintage, which unfortunately is already sold out. But it's a beautiful wine, and if you have the opportunity of getting your hands on the next vintage, really, it's worth every penny that you will spend on it. Takara is, of course, right at the top of the Helshoogte Pass, and when you visit Takara, you're not just going for wine tasting. You can visit the delicatessen, you can go and taste the olive oil, you can go and see the artworks. They really have a super place for the entire family. So I do hope that you get to see Takara. I have another wine, which is this one, the Nederburg Noble Late Harvest. Something very special indeed. It's the 2014 vintage, and I'm going to pour just a bit into this glass, which I would normally use for port or sherry. So what we have here, beautiful, beautiful colour on this wine, as you will notice. It's a Noble Late Harvest from Nederburg. The wine master at Nederburg was Razvan Macic, who is the maker of this particular wine. However, Razvan has moved on to other places and other newer ventures, and the cellar has been put in the very capable hands of the next generation. However, when you are looking at this particular wine, again, you'll notice the viscosity in this wine. It's a Noble Late Harvest, and the sugar content in this wine would probably be in the 200 grams of sugar per litre category. Now, if you had a solid glass or a coloured glass like this, and you poured it into here, you certainly would not be able to see the beautiful colour, the beautiful gold, and you would not be able to see these lovely, lovely legs in this glass. Honey. No, that's not me calling you honey. This is actually what the wine tastes like. It is super, super flavors, lots of honey coming to the fore, lots of citrus, lots of melon. And this is the kind of wine that you would serve at the end of your meal, after you've served your red wine. I'd like to just put that down there to show you how beautiful they look in the glass. So there we have it. I'm coming back pretty soon to chat with you about how to store and how to wash these glasses. I hope that you enjoyed that, because I certainly enjoyed tasting it. Till the next episode, this is Ingrid at WineTelligence, the smart way to learn about wine. Thank you for joining. See you later.